This guide will help you set up your items in the marketplace, approving items for your teams, and building collections that will allow for recipients to choose an item they desire the most. This guide applies to admins and users. What you will learn in this guide is how to approve an item and how to build a collection. Let's start with talking about why we need to approve items. As an admin, you have full control over not just budget for your teams, but also control over specific items teams have access to within Postal. As you are approving items, take note of the variants of items that they can have from our vendors. You can also approve items multiple times and enable specific variants for the desired teams that they are approved for. We'll talk about that in a more advanced session. Taking that further, as a best practice, items can actually map to your Salesforce campaigns for ROI tracking. This will allow for advanced reporting via the Salesforce Manage package, but more on that later too. Let's start with approving an item. When you log in, you land in the marketplace. This is where you land as a user or an admin every time you log in. You can quickly access the items within the marketplace by a price range, type, or any other criteria really that you're seeing here on the page. We will rotate these seasonally for you as well, just to keep you abreast of what's really going on. Once you open the marketplace, there are tons of options that will meet your needs from over the 1,000 vendors that support this ecosystem. A special note and best practices for admins here too. We recommend that you allow your team to see everything within the marketplace and submit requests to you as an admin for the items they would like to send. To do this, you need to access your profile by going to the top right corner and clicking Profile. From there, we'll go to Account Settings and take a gander at the Configure User Access. This is how our teams were allowed to access their Postal instance. You'll see at the top, users can view all items. We do have a tipsy here, but essentially this means that whether an item is approved or not, the user will be able to see it. If the item is not approved, we can choose all admins or maybe one specifically who would get these notifications. That admin is then responsible for attaching to maybe a Salesforce campaign, naming the item, ensuring it's set up for the right team, etc. This setting also applies to events within the marketplace. We can have the same admin for those approvals or maybe a different one. You can have more than one approver on those, but as a best practice, we do encourage you to have one strict process that will help govern your org. We also encourage you to have any of the customized needs of the items based on your company's policies. Often those policies are around campaign mapping and messaging used within the gift flow. Now that we have the user access configured, let's go back to the marketplace. Anytime you'd like to see the items you have approved, you can actually click this toggle on, and all of your items will surface accordingly. By toggling this off, we will see everything within the marketplace in our filters to the side. These filters will help you find the items in a more approachable and digestible way. Maybe you would like to search for a price range of everything up to $150, and you'll see those items now populate for me here. Now that I've filtered to these, let's look at the process of actually approving an item. And let's use the Summer Days gift box from Loved and Found. You'll see here, I can see that this accepts a physical note. It will ship on specific days, and it does contain perishables. To approve this item, I'll click over on the Approved tab. I will see teams here. By default, the item will be approved for all teams. If we'd like it to be for specific teams, maybe in this case, sales development and our customer success team, we would select those accordingly. The name of the item is how it's going to appear internally for your team. The display name of the item is how this is actually going to be shown externally to your contacts, be that in those personalized emails or those Magic Link landing pages. You have a full description, which is an internal facing only. And below here is an admin. You can choose to map this to a specific Salesforce campaign. These campaigns pull from your Salesforce instance and will need to be built there initially. And once we do have those in, We can select the campaign and even pull in the statuses of the postal item to put those on specific campaign member statuses within Salesforce. In order to have this, we will want to have the manage package installed. Please see the correlating article for more details. Now that we have our mapping set and we've chosen a campaign to associate this with, let's go ahead and approve the item. This item has now been approved. Now, when we go back to the marketplace and we toggle off and clear our options, maybe we go back to our approved items, we will see that approved item showing up here within our list. You can edit this item at any time by going back into the item and clicking edit, maybe moving this over for all teams as we're seeing here, and go ahead and update. The item is now available for all teams.